Hey and welcome to the Daily Arsenal News Show. Let's begin with our daily news. Darren Bent loves Aaron Ramsdale, but says there is no way he'd ever pick him. Darren Bent has said that he thinks Aaron Ramsdale is a better goalkeeper than Jordan Pickford, but he still wouldn't pick him. Gareth Southgate called up both Nick Pope and Aaron Ramsdale as backup and competition for Pickford. Of course, Arsenal's Ramsdale is top of the Premier League table right now and in fine form, but while TalkSport's Darren Bent believes Ramsdale is the better stopper, he still thinks Pickford is the man for England right now. He went on to say, "Pickford's never let England down. I pick Pickford. Ramsdale, I think he is a better goalkeeper, but Pickford for England has been brilliant. It would be harsh to leave him out, given how good he's been for England. Along with Harry Kane, Pickford is considered by many to be one of the first named on the team sheet. His performances in the Euros were exceptional, and as it is, there is no reason to drop him. Of course, Ramsdale and Pope will be waiting in the wings, and if Pickford does have a nightmare, they will be more than ready. There is a good element to having so many good goalkeepers in your squad. Pickford is a quality number one, but he knows Ramsdale and Pope are excellent and they will push him all the way. For England and Gareth Southgate, this can only be a good thing. Pickford knows he has to be on his toes, and that should ensure he puts in some top performances. Sam Allardyce says Bukayo Saka is playing with so much confidence right now. Sam Allardyce has told the No Tippy Tappy Football podcast that Arsenal star Bukayo Saka is full of confidence right now and thinks he should start at the World Cup. Saka has been a standout performer for the Gunners this season, forming part of an impressive front three with Gabriel Jesus and Gabriel Martinelli. The 21-year-old has already scored 4 goals and provided 6 assists for Mikel Arteta's side during the current campaign. Arsenal sit top of the Premier League table by 5 points heading into the World Cup, and Allardyce thinks Saka deserves to start for England. Speaking on his No Tippy Tappy Football podcast, Allardyce says Saka is playing with so much confidence after an impressive start to the season. He went on to say, "When we talk about confidence with Trent and Harry Maguire, we have got the man with superb confidence, Saka, with Arsenal top of the league at the moment, creating and scoring and continuing to do so. That confidence is sky high. He can obviously make goals, can keep hold of the ball as well as Phil Foden." The Gunners star faces stiff competition for a place in Southgate's starting lineup, with the likes of Jack Grealish, Phil Foden, Raheem Sterling, Marcus Rashford in the squad. Saka was played out of position while on international duty back in September as he lined up at left wing back against Italy, but the youngster was then brought on as a substitute against Germany just days later and made a massive impact from the right-hand side. He's been in brilliant form for Arsenal this season and is currently outperforming all of England's other options in the wide areas. Pundit insists Arsenal man Matt Turner is nowhere near top class. Matt Turner could be the USA number 1 at the Qatar 2022 FIFA World Cup, even though he is the second choice and rarely plays at Arsenal. The American joined the Gunners in the summer and remains keen on becoming their number 1 ahead of Aaron Ramsdale. However, he has yet to succeed in that regard so far, and it's hard to see that happening unless the Englishman is injured. USA will be keen to impress at this World Cup after missing out on the last one, and Turner will be an essential member of their squad. However, former Everton man Kevin Kilbane is not a fan of the shot stopper and insists the goalie isn't top class. He told Off the Ball, "Turner, the goalkeeper, who has now signed for Arsenal, I don't rate him. I don't see him as a real top-class goalkeeper. I don't see them, the USA, where they maybe see themselves at." Turner turned heads with some fine saves in the MLS, but there is better competition outside the States. The Premier League, Champions League and World Cup are definitely played at a higher standard. However, he will get a unique chance to prove he is a top goalie if he mans the goalpost in matches for his nation during the competition. Arsenal have joined race for Barcelona target Alberto Moleiro. Arsenal have joined the race to sign Las Palmas youngster Alberto Moleiro, with Calcio Mercato reporting that the Gunners are going up against the likes of Barcelona and Manchester City for the teenager. Moleiro is yet another hugely exciting talent coming through in Spain. The 19-year-old is impressing for Las Palmas and has recently broken into Spain under-21 squad. Goal notes that he has been described as the new Pedri. The pair played together for the second division side's youth ranks before Pedri moved on to Barcelona in 2020. There are differences between their style, but it seems that Moleiro could get the chance to follow Pedri to Camp Nou in the future. Calcio Mercato reports that Barca want Moleiro, but there is also competition from Real Madrid, Manchester City and even Liverpool, and the report adds that Arsenal have now entered the battle for Moleiro's signature. Of course, the Gunners will now back themselves to compete with many of the world's best sides for their targets. They have been outstanding over the last 12 months and they now find themselves top of the Premier League. Mikel Arteta's squad is built around a core of hugely impressive youngsters such as Bukayo Saka, Gabriel Martinelli and William Saliba, so moving to the Emirates may well appeal to Moleiro. He also boasts the versatility that Arteta will love. Moleiro has predominantly played on the left wing or in attacking midfield this season, but he is also able to play on the right flank or even up front. But clearly, it's not going to be easy to sign the starlet. Most of Europe's biggest heavyweights want Moleiro, but it says a lot about how far Arsenal have come that it feels as though they could well contend for his signature. Arsenal scouts looking at talented Toulouse youngster for possible January bid. It has been revealed that Arsenal scouts have been checking out the 19-year-old attacking Toulouse midfielder Fares Chaibi as a possible new arrival to join Arteta's youth revolution. Chaibi was born in Lyon of Algerian descent and was only promoted to the Toulouse first team this summer, but despite his tender age, he has been nigh on ever-present this season and has contributed with 2 goals and 4 assists in his 13 starts for the Toulousains. The only 2 matches he missed was because he had to have his appendix removed. Not only is he a teenage prodigy, but Fares can play as an attacking midfielder or on the right wing and actually played up front as a striker when the Gunners scouts watched him in a 2-2 draw with Strasbourg last month. His rise has been meteoric this season, and he was even voted Nugget of the month of October, the best young player on the official French Ligue 1 Twitter account. According to Foot Mercato, the rising youngster is receiving great interest from Arsenal and Sevilla, but we are sure if he was given the choice he would have no problem choosing the Gunners. Maybe we could get in early and sign him up and then leave him on loan in France to continue his development for the rest of the season. Arsenal interested in Portuguese midfielder William Carvalho. Arsenal are interested in Portuguese midfielder William Carvalho, but will face competition from Newcastle. When taking a glance at the Premier League table, you wouldn't immediately think that Arsenal need reinforcement in their side. However, after being beaten convincingly by Brighton in the Carabao Cup at home, it's clear that our squad depth may be a slight issue, especially with the busy schedule after the World Cup. Now, according to Vigaches, Arsenal are interested in signing Carvalho from Real Betis, but they will face competition from Newcastle. The report claims that Betis have financial issues, so they may have to sell some of their key players in January. However, a move to Arsenal wouldn't make too much sense due to his age. Mikel Arteta has targeted younger, up-and-coming players during his Arsenal tenure, so signing a 30-year-old doesn't seem too likely. Experience can be pivotal in football, so Arteta may be looking to bring in Carvalho in the short term, allowing the likes of Albert Sambi Lokonga and even Charlie Patino to continue their development before they are ready to make the step up to playing regularly for Arsenal. Shearer tips Arsenal and Liverpool target Moises Caicedo to be top player. Alan Shearer told BBC Sport that he believes that Arsenal and Liverpool target Moises Caicedo is going to be a top player ahead of watching the midfielder play for his country in the opening game of the World Cup. It proved to be a bright start to the tournament for Ecuador. They beat Qatar 2-0 on Sunday. The South Americans barely needed to get out of second gear to secure the 3 points. Caicedo was very good in the middle of the park, and that surely bodes well for the remaining group games when some of his admirers will surely take a much more serious look at his performances. He certainly has plenty of admirers. Reports from the Sunday Mirror in August suggested that Arsenal, West Ham, and Manchester United all won the £4.5 million Brighton Star. Meanwhile, 90 minutes added shortly after that Liverpool are also in the running. Caicedo has been a revelation in the Premier League this season, and ahead of the curtain raiser, Shearer suggested that he is going to go a long way in his career. As reported by BBC Sport, he went on to say, "He is going to be a top player, and he could be one that really stands out. He is only 21 and he is the heartbeat of this young side. He made his debut 2 years ago and the manager asked him to man-mark Lionel Messi, which tells you the trust he has in him. He can do a little bit of everything. He is athletic, he can tackle, he can pass, he can read the game, score 1 or 2 goals." Caicedo's performance against Qatar is not going to win him a big move away from the Siglos, but the World Cup could certainly play a key role in what is threatening to be a real breakout season for the 21-year-old. As Shearer suggests, he looks to have an incredibly high ceiling and he should only get better now that he is playing a key role for club and country. Arsenal Premier League target Youri Tielemans makes finding a new home a priority. Arsenal has been handed a boost in their pursuit of Youri Tielemans after recent reports claimed Leicester City is close to getting him to sign a new deal. The Belgian midfielder will be out of a contract at the end of this season and has rejected offer to extend his deal at the King Power Stadium. The midfielder has been one of the best players in his position in England and he could help Arsenal's effort to return to the top of English football. As the Foxes fight to convince him to stay, transfer insider Fabrizio Romano maintains his priority remains to leave. He writes in his exclusive column on Cult Offside, "The priority for Tielemans is to find a new club on a free transfer. There are still no changes on this. I think Arsenal had a big chance to sign him last summer, but they decided to proceed with different strategy and results have been great until now, so we can't judge anything negative for Arsenal honestly. Tielemans remains one of our finest targets and we need to get the midfielder in by January if we seriously want him. This is because more clubs would be interested in adding him to their squad when he becomes a free agent in the summer." Arsenal face serious competition from Newcastle for Marcus Thuram. Arsenal is battling Newcastle United for the signature of Marcus Thuram after his good first half of the season. The son of Lilian Thuram has developed into a lethal goal scorer at Borussia Mönchengladbach and could leave them at the end of this season. His current deal expires then, and the Germans have unsuccessfully tried to get him on a new one. It seems the attacker wants to leave, which gives Arsenal a chance to sign him. However, the Sun insists the interest from Newcastle United is strong and the Magpies could even pay a small fee to sign him in January. "We have a strong attack, but squad depth is a problem for us now and we must address it while we can. Thuram will give us a new edge in attack and his goal-scoring form has been superb this season, but waiting until the summer to sign him for free is risky, so we have to make a January plan for him and agree to pay Gladbach a small fee to secure his signature early. As we progress, the best Christmas gift we can get is for our players to return from the World Cup injury-free and in fine form." I will be uploading daily Arsenal news, so keep your eyes on the channel and don't forget to like and subscribe. I appreciate your support. Peace out.